3, 2, 1.
What's up everyone, Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, August 21st, 2018. I hope you're doing well. In this video, I want to talk about a couple things. First off, can Bitcoin go lower? Will Bitcoin go any lower than it is now? Number two, speculation versus anticipation, and why anticipation is where the money is made. It's really why I started this YouTube channel. So let's do that. Let's jump into those questions. Let's do some technical analysis on Bitcoin, especially in the long term. And let's start by visiting Twitter. I just posted a poll like a half an hour ago just to get a quick idea of how people are feeling. I want to answer this question. Do you feel that Bitcoin can go lower? So right now around 70%, and you know this is in like a half an hour. We got over 100 votes. 70% say yes, they think Bitcoin can go lower. That's my first indicator that Bitcoin can go lower and might actually go lower. And I know in the last few weeks I've been kind of coming off as bearish. I just want to throw this out there. I'm not bearish on Bitcoin. I'm extremely bullish. I'm so long-term bullish. But in my years of investing, not just in cryptocurrency, but in real estate and in traditional stock markets, the biggest thing that I've learned is to get rid of the speculation mindset. Get rid of the bullish mindset. Get rid of the hopeful, emotional mindset. Get fully into the mode and mindset of anticipation, because that's where the money is made. So to first answer this, and we're going to talk about anticipation and what that looks like right now in this market, what you can do about it. But to first answer this question, do you feel that Bitcoin can go lower? Obviously, sentiment says yes, it can go lower. And you know, when an asset, when a cryptocurrency bottoms out, usually it just, nobody thinks it can go any lower, right? It's at this depressed state, and the bears are exhausted, right? They're so exhausted from so much winning, they're done. And there's literally nothing left to do except for buy. And in my opinion, that the market right now is not there. That hasn't happened yet. And we'll look at what that looks like when that does happen. So that's something to anticipate. But first, let's look at the definition of speculation. So speculation is, and you can see the definition, the forming of a theory or conjecture without firm evidence. Number two, investment in stocks, property, or other ventures in the hope of gain, but with the risk of loss. So, I mean, there's a lot of speculation right now, right? Especially people that are accumulating right now and just hoping that that $6,000 area was the bottom for Bitcoin. Now let's look at the definition of anticipation. So the definition of anticipation is a prior action that takes into account or forestalls a later action. We can especially look at this definition: visualization of a future event or state, an object or form that anticipates a later type. So I love this definition of visualization of a future event or state. This is exactly why I started this YouTube channel, because we get the best visualizations of Bitcoin. We get the best visualizations of potential opportunity to accumulate, to purchase. And that is the anticipation aspect of it. So when I talk about the downside so much, and on this channel for months and months and months, if you've been watching, we are always looking for dips, right? And it's not because I'm bearish. It's not because I'm shorting anything. It's because I'm waiting for those awesome opportunities to accumulate. And the charts and patterns and historical data give us everything we need to do that visualization, to go through that process of visualization and that process of anticipation. This is probably the most conservative way that you can invest in cryptocurrencies today without approaching it from a speculative mindset and a hopeful mindset, right? And it's literally even in the definition, in the hope of gain, but with the risk of loss. That's speculation. Anticipation is a visualization of potential possibilities, potential outcomes, and that's what we're doing. So in answering, and to circle that right back into our original question, which we did this poll on, which is, do you feel that Bitcoin can go lower? Meaning, did we find a bottom? We can start doing this. We can start anticipating that bottom. But let's look at the historical data that we have. We have a couple really strong data points, in my opinion, and we're going to go through these right now to really help answer this question: have we found a bottom, or are we close to a bottom? So first off, let's zoom in right now and let's visit that question of capitulation. That question of everybody's depressed, the bears are exhausted, like there's nothing left for them to do, and there's nothing left to happen but to buy. That area was right here in that last bear market, right? That's what it looks like. But to really paint a picture of you know how steep this is, right? Let's take this bottom, right? This actual bottom, and let's measure what happened here. So we have 2 points to look at on that. We can take the 200 EMA where we are there. Let's see how overextended it actually got. So it got around 40% overextended from the 200 EMA at the end of that bear market. That's what that looked like when there was that capitulation, when the bears got tired and there was nothing left to do but buy. The market wasn't going anywhere else but up. This is what it looked like. That's an actual data point. That's something we can look at for evidence of how these markets move, right? So that's the starting point of what's going on here and what we're looking for in today's markets. This is it. So 40% overextension, and let's actually even measure the wick, right? Because you know, this is a daily chart. So that big red day got crazy because you can see it wicked down. Let's see, that wick is 17%. So it was, the markets were probably going crazy that day, and then finally it closed back up here, you know, just under $200. But that was a crazy capitulation type of day. And then from there, look, I mean, from that day on, look what happened, right? That's a great sign. That's a great indicator of a bottom when something like that happens. That has not happened recently in this market, in my opinion. We haven't had that. There's been so much optimism. A lot of people have left the markets and a lot of people are down and discouraged, but I don't think we had this type of day. So that's our starting point. We have the 40% overextension from 200 EMA. We have this crazy daily candle with this crazy wick, and you know, it was just one of those days. And then we really can take the end of that bear market. We can call that day the end of the bear market, right? And we can see this trend line, this ever popular trend line. Not perfect on my charts, but it does the job that it needs to do in terms of this video. So this is the trend line, and you probably see it on many people's YouTube channels, on many technical analysis videos and charts. That's the basic trend line from the end of that bear market to basically what we've been doing and where we've been going in this continued uptrend. So obviously we hit this all-time high, and we've had some consolidation since. So what Bitcoin does is it does this, right? It takes these, it has these pullbacks back to its trend line, and that's what it did in the last last bear market pullback, right? And now that's potentially what it's doing in this bear market. And from what I see in terms of the trend line, this upward trend of Bitcoin, it has not really come all the way back down to that trend line. So let's pivot over to today's chart and let's take a look at what that trend line looks like. So here's that same exact trend line, just zoomed in on daily chart. And I've been talking about this for probably months now. If we are to anticipate a bottom, what would a good bottom be? And that $3,000 to $5,000 channel is something I've been talking about for a while now in terms of heavy accumulation, in terms of buying and getting really prepared for a possible next bull run. And I know a lot of people, including myself, are cost averaging in and they're buying now, and that's fine. I think it's still a good opportunity to buy right now. However, that heavy buy zone for me is and has been in this channel right here. And a couple things to notice are the fact that that channel, that $3,000 to $5,000 channel that I've been talking about, is there for multiple reasons. And one of them is you can see the intersection of this long-term trend line is right there, like almost spot on. right at the $3,000 up to, $5,000 mark. So that's why I'm anticipating. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm not saying I think it's definitely going to happen, but I'm definitely anticipating further pullback to kind of level us out back down closer to that trend line. Will it happen? Like I said, I don't know. But for me, I'm anticipating. I'd rather anticipate the downside so I'm ready to buy than speculate on the upside so that I can just enjoy the ride, right? If Bitcoin goes up right now, everybody's going to be happy. It's not going to be like, unless you feel like you were waiting and you didn't accumulate it all and you FOMO in, that's probably the only downside to a bull run at this point. But besides speculating and hoping, right, that we talked about for the upside, what we can do is visualize and anticipate the downside, because that's where way more money can be made. So that's what I'm doing, and that's why I hope this channel doesn't come off too bearish, but I think it's an extremely powerful mindset and approach to have in these markets. So with all of that being said, what do we have here in this channel besides this trend line? The other important thing I think we have that could play into this story of the bottom is if we take that 200 EMA and we just kind of pull it down, right? What's that price range? Well, remember that 40% overextension that we had at the end of that last bear market? Well, right around 40% brings us right around $4,500. It brings us into that $3,000 to $5,000 channel. So if we're looking for any type of capitulation, if we're looking for the bears to just be like, all right, this is enough, we're tired, Bitcoin's at $4,500, right? And we're looking for a bottom, I think this is a very good anticipation price, because it's a good target price, because it really has a lot of synergy with what happened in the last bear market and its bottom, right? That 40% overextension. It's in synergy and has a lot of confluence with that trend line, the long-term trend line. And the other thing, you can see this actual $3,000 to $5,000 channel right here has actual nice technical support in terms of previous trading, basically like a year ago, back in June into August, right? That channel right there is very important in terms of resistance and support. So some interesting things can really happen in this $3,000 to $5,000 channel, and that's why I'm anticipating it. So this isn't me predicting that we're going to get there. However, I'm keenly aware of this channel and the possibilities that we do get there, because for all of us, I think it can be a really, really strong, powerful play in terms of accumulation and adding to our portfolios. And I would rather just be kind of sitting on the sidelines, waiting for something like this, anticipating something like this, than speculatively hoping for the upside. That doesn't get us anywhere. That doesn't really provide any value for us other than maybe some insomnia, maybe some anxiety and stress waiting for the market to break out. So this is valuable, in my opinion, to really take the speculation versus anticipation and really train yourself to get good at anticipating the dips. That's what we've been doing, and that's what I'm going to continue doing on this channel. Like I said, does not mean that I am bearish on Bitcoin. I am not bearish on Bitcoin at all. However, I think this could be one of the most powerful and one of the most healthy pullbacks ever if we can get down into this channel. Huge target for me. Let's see if it happens. Time will tell. If we do go up, congratulations. I'm sure we'll enjoy the ride, right? But let's see. Those are my thoughts. I really wanted to talk about this question of when is the bottom, and this question of speculation versus anticipation, and this question of capitulation, because I don't think it's happened yet. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I truly appreciate you coming by. I truly appreciate your continued support. Hit that like button if you found this video valuable, if you like this video, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I would love to have you as part of the channel. As always, I will see you in the next video, and God bless.